Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm RxOliver. These are my friends, and we're playing Fallout. This is Secrets of the Verdant Vale Session 9. This is Chapter 4, Ancient Relics. I'm here tonight with Matthew, David, Max, and Jeff. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening. Glad to be here.
Hello.
So, before we start, let's do a couple of bits of bookkeeping. So you ended the session last time with a rest, because I want you to only be able to level up when you rest. You were so exhausted, you passed out. But during that rest, you would get to know Warden Clara a little bit. So I wanted to give you a little bit of lore about her faction, the Archivists. So I'm going to open up some handouts to you, but I'm also going to read them to the stream. So bear with me a second and I will add them to the appropriate players.
No problem.
Can't do this in advance because I don't want you to see them before we start. So that's the first one added. You'll see it in your Verdant Vale folder. And you'll see the next one in a second. You may read them, but I'm going to read them out to you also.
The Archivist mission, culture, and values?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you should see one more. Max, Jeff, David, and where is Matthew? There he is. And you should also now see the Archivists' politics. So I'm going to read them out. The Archivists, who are they? Their mission is to elevate humanity beyond the ruins of the post-apocalypse by preserving knowledge and educating the people of the wastes. This is summarised by their motto, preserving the past to illuminate the future. Bear with me a second, I'm going to skip the track on the music. There we go. Culture and values. The Archivists value knowledge, education, charity and preservation. They believe strongly in their mission, and to make sure no one forgets its context, they ensure all members know the history of the Great War and the post-war circumstances which nearly destroyed the Archivists before they had a chance to thrive. The international day-to-day life among the Archivists is quite similar to modern college life. Classes, studies, research, term papers, and elaborate graduation and award ceremonies, which are all relatively protected and isolated from the harsh realities of the world outside. Politics. Generally speaking, the Archivists are peaceful people. Their values promote a curious, studious, and humanitarian outlook, and thus these values dictate their policies and relationships regarding other factions they come into contact with. They support any group, settlement, or faction which shares their values or tolerates their presence, the latter of which happens often, considering the valuable services offered by the Archivist scholars and tradesmen. Conversely, they do not support factions which engage in unethical practices that contradict Archivist values. They will not reject such people if they ask for help, however. The repository is open to everyone. After all, as long as they abide by the rules and show genuine interest in knowledge or self-improvement. Though the Order of Wardens is structured in a military style, the Archivists as a whole are not militaristic by nature, nor do they permit Wardens to engage in soldierly tasks beyond the immediate need of Archivist personnel. Activities like mercenary work, hunting raiders, and other such things are not part of the Warden's purpose and are best left to others, such as the Minutemen, unless the task is vitally necessary for the continued function of the Archivists or their allies. Due to the dangerous nature of most wasteland settings, this perceived passivity has created tension in the past with otherwise friendly factions, who often accuse the Archivists of ivory tower philosophising and self-preservation at the expense of the people around them. So there's some lore on the Archivists for you folks, that you'll now find in your lore folder.
Right.
Nice.
Knowing this, Dimglow would have handed her a leaflet of the Children of Adam. Since they are keen on gathering knowledge, I believe this is very valuable.
You do have
so
some values in common with her.
Yeah, some.
Absolutely.
But some we don't.
But that's through a I'm going to not say a night's rest, but through a
Brock will,
period of rest, you get that information from her. Yes, Jeff?
Brock will talk to her about baseball. How we need to bring back Major League Baseball for historical values.
Nice. So she tells you about the Archivists and their love for preserving history. You tell her about your great love of baseball, Major League Baseball, and you tell her about Atom, David.
I gotta. In order to preserve baseball history, you must help me destroy Diamond City and reclaim it for League Baseball.
Reclaim it to be a baseball field. Does Turok or Happy share anything about themselves or about anything with Clara?
For victory.
Actually, he will pass on. Is like unlike most like some tribals, they're more like not modernized tribals. They're more like the old kind of style of like Mad Max kind of style, where they use bow and arrows and stuff, like not a lot of guns. He's more a modernized one, and he basically tells like more of like how his tribe was from word of mouth of how they were created, how they survived and stuff, how they had to adapt with his modern society or what is around is a useful tool to have, and it's great to have that knowledge to use.
So, let's do some lore building then. Your tribe that you come from, did they come out of a vault, and how long ago? Or have they been on the surface dodging radiation all that time? Did they come from humans that managed to dodge radiation?
So his tribe is that it wasn't a typical vault. It was more like a nice bunker house that is like an extended family built somewhere. Yeah, so it's like it was basically like the preppers, like
preppers,
so
he's a descendant of preppers.
So basically the free states from Fallout 76.
Yeah, so your ancestors were preppers and they survived in some bunker, and you are the tribe that comes from that 200 years later.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. What about Happy? Does Happy share anything with her?
We have to preserve this adventure in some kind of tabletop game that people can play.
I'm going to... Do you know what? Because you guys are awesome, I'm going to give you an action point and fill you up from 5 to 6. Someone said in the comments on YouTube that you can't give out action points just for people doing cool things because of the way...
The DM decides.
Because the way they're free-flowing in the game. I was like... And then I thought, well, because they're so free-flowing in the game, giving a few isn't going to make any fucking difference. Like, do you know... what a silly comment. Not at all. If I want to give you guys an action point because you're cool, you can have an action point because you're cool. I get loads of action points. You can have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 now and again for being cool.
Yeah, you get some from me that like we found out about. So.
We've just found out ones out I should be getting from Max. Yeah, and here's before we start playing as well, a quick rule that we've been forgetting about that I'm going to remember from now on. We've been remembering about Happy's one recently, which is the daring nature, but we've been forgetting about Max has got educated, which means any skill he rolls that's not tagged, if he fails, I get an action point. So I'm definitely going to remember that. It's on my notes, Max. I'll not be forgetting.
Oh no, that's fine. I totally forgot about that. I was like, it's like okay, it's one of those things. It's like it's something about your character you totally forget. You're like,
it's right at the start.
Yeah, okay.
You make it the traits. Okay, so we're going to move on to chapter 4. Oh, before we do, there was one more thing as well. Power armor wearers take off 1 use of your fusion cores from the last scene.
Oh.
So 1 less each. I think you're down to 7 now each, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let's get
They're
that.
depleting steadily, yeah.
Let's get that down a bit more, shall we?
yeah, he wants to get until you have 1 left. You gotta leave him.
I want to get them to have none left. The door closes behind you, with mere moments to spare. The impact of many clawed feet and the muffled howls and yelps of the Night Stalkers immediately follows. You stand motionless, tense, with hands gripping your weapons tightly, but the door holds fast. Though the hissing and rattling soon fades, you're certain the threat remains. You find yourself standing amid a rubble-strewn hallway. A sallow gloom is cast upon the hall by hazy lights, yellowed and dulled by countless years. Several paces to your left, the passage is completely blocked by the twisted steel and crumbled concrete of a cave-in, which is interwoven with thick, spidery roots. To your right, the hall continues a short distance. Its drab, lichenous walls are punctuated by a single doorway before turning sharply to the left and out of sight. And a quick thank you and shout out to my good friend Logan Bryan for the map tonight. Thank you very much, legendary man. Okay, boys, so after a rest and a level up, you find yourself in the next section of the Genetic Underground.
So, stroll onwards then, right?
As always, I will reveal some more map as you stroll on. Yeah.
We got nothing else.
As we are here, Dimglow has been soaking up a lot of knowledge, and that's why his new perk is intense training and increasing his intelligence.
Okay. Nice. Anyone else want to mention what they did with their perk from their level up, and what they did with their skill as well?
I added to endurance or survival as my skill, and I took bodyguard, so I get damage reduction
When people are in your
each
zone,
ally that is in the same space.
That's a good one.
including companions as well. It's a great one.
Yeah. I was like, that's the one. You need charisma 7 for it, or 8 or something, but whatever it is, it took me a minute. Oh. Get the dream.
Yeah, for Turok, he increased my small guns, but I took gun food. I've seen like how it is very effective in some of the other games.
Oh yeah.
So
It's very
Yeah.
effective.
especially when we get back and fix my shotgun the way I want it, it's gonna be nasty.
Anyone else?
Excellent.
Brock keep you in suspense.
Brock's keeping us in suspense. I like that. I like that.
Mostly because I don't remember what skill I took.
Well, because I did an intense training in
Brock
intelligence, I
is-
got to increase 2 skills instead of 1. So I went once for science and 1 for speech, because Dimglow also needs to convince people to join Atom, so...
In this scenario, science is definitely wise, and as an Atomite preacher, speech is always going to be wise.
Brock as a super mutant, he only got a maximum of 4 ranks in any of his skills,
Mhm.
so he had a lot of maximum skills. I probably did survival. Survival looks right. That looks like one that's maxed that should be, that might not have been before. But I don't know.
And you're keeping us in
He has a lot.
suspense for the
Skills.
perk.
Then he has a lot of skills that have nothing in them. Smooth brain, bro.
Okay, it's all yours, boys. I'm going to
Yeah,
let you move
he's-
around the map, and then if anything comes up, it comes up.
So I
Well-
think, doesn't Brock still have the lantern, right?
Brock does have.
Yeah, I gave the lantern to someone.
Yeah, you gave it to Brock. I don't know if anybody else wants to lead, but I am in front. I can.
I'd rather have the tank go first.
Dimglow's probably going to protect the
pretty-
back. So make sure that none of the Night Stalkers attack us from the back. That's what Dimglow's going to do.
Yeah, I follow behind Brock, like gun out, kind of, doing like I said with my gun, and I'm sniffing around to see if there's anything about.
Brock's got his bat out, all Grognak stance, halfway between Grognak and home plate, as he rounds like the corner suspiciously.
Okay, you see a door. The doorway in the hall is made of solid wood, which now languishes from moisture and age. You can see that a failed attempt to gain access is indicated by 2 broken bobby pins on the floor. And a stained brass nameplate hangs loosely from a single screw on the wall, reading Dr. Richard Borous, Head of Science.
We've seen that name multiple times.
The door may be
so-
opened with either a Perception Lockpick 3 or Strength Athletics 4 test.
I think usually we do this athletics thing.
Yeah.
You just
Brock,
let Brock just kind of knock the
Brock-
door in.
Brock doesn't even check with
Alternatively,
anybody.
just so you
Brock
know,
doesn't even read the label.
just so you
Say,
know
what in here?
all your options before you do, Jeff, because there is a third option. It's one of those at the GM's discretion. I can allow you to find the key with 1 luck point if you want, actually. But I don't think you're going to take that option, are you?
Our luck is too valuable.
Is our luck recharged? I think
Yes.
I missed that.
Nick,
You
we
leveled up.
You leveled up.
Now,
Okay, I did.
a quick disclaimer as well. I've not decided if I'm going to level you up for chapter 5. I might just make it level 4, chapter 4 and 5 on this level. We'll see. We'll see. I've not decided yet. See how tough this is.
I guess I'm just gonna full send on.
So be careful with your luck, is
Dimglow-
what I'm saying. Be careful with your
Or
luck.
difficult.
Dimglow's probably going to
Rushing
help
that
out
luck.
through the door, give an assist if possible.
Okay, you needed 4.
Yeah. Dimglow's assisting.
Then Glow's got an assist. Yeah, strength athletics 4 on the door. You can easily assist that.
Athletics. There we go.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
You having a quick
Yeah,
beer
with
before
armor,
that so you
yeah.
can do a reroll, Jeff? I'll let you have a quick
I'm
beer
still-
before it if you want.
Yeah, I'll pop one so that I'm good for the exploring this portion. Scene.
Is Brock killing a Yinling?
Yeah, Brock's killing the Yinlings.
That's a beer reference for our non-American
Yeah.
viewers, by the way. I'm in on the joke.
Occasionally, we're probably slamming Sam's.
Okay,
Slam and
that's
Sam,
a
so-
fail on your reroll, unfortunately.
Good old Slam Adams.
We still got 4 successes, so we'll pop it off.
Have you?
0.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you got
assisted
3.
with one.
Sorry, I
Heard
thought
him.
you only got 2, Jeff. My bad. You've got 4 successes, so the door pops off.
Yep.
A stale aroma flows from within as the door opens. The interior is dark, though upon trying the switch on the wall, you find the power is still functional. The light in the ceiling flickers to life, revealing the spacious pre-war office of Dr. Richard Borous. A thick film of dust coats everything in the room, though nothing appears to be out of place. It would seem that no one has set foot here in many years. The office is fancifully furnished by a large ornate desk, guest chairs, and a wide bookshelf along the back wall, packed with tomes which well, I'm not telling you what to discuss because you're not looking at the books. To the right of the desk is a wide rolling blackboard covered in faded, almost illegible scribbles. The desk is home to a terminal and an assortment of pre-war knickknacks, such as a model of Earth hovering above a small magnetic disc, a Newton's cradle, and a whimsical perpetual motion sculpture.
What's the cradle?
A Newton's cradle. You mean?
It's those balls that click.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing.
Okay.
And a whimsical perpetual motion sculpture. A small, dust-covered Vault-Tec bobblehead stands beside the terminal.
Ooh, what kind of bobblehead?
Yeah. Which kind of bubblehead?
Brock throws the door aside. Nerd stuff. And he'll just stroll this way and keep guard while you guys check that out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna help look around.
Dimglow's going to look at the bobblehead.
2 seconds, I'm going to show you the bobblehead in a moment, but first I'm showing you something else.
Is this an effigy of Adam?
No, if you look in your diary, your journal, you'll now have the special project wing. Just another piece of artwork from the module that I thought wanted to
Oh, that's
share.
cool.
Wanted to share as much
beautiful.
artwork from the module as possible. Because it's I was talking to Clay who wrote this, and as well as him being a Modifius writer, it's a Modifius artist that made all this. So it's although it's an unofficial module, the art's been done by an official Modifius artist, so it's pretty cool. So shout out to that artist.
It looks beautiful.
Joachim
It's really beautiful.
Olofsson. Art by Joachim Olofsson.
Shout out to Joachim Olofsson.
Yeah, sick art. And there's more to come. But I thought that was before. I was like, oh, I've not showed the guys that. I'll stick that in. But yes, bobblehead next. Well, I've not got a picture of it, but I'm going to put the details in your journals.
Okay.
So you'll see that now. The item functions as a trinket. Once per major quest, like this whole thing is a major quest, the user may spend 10 minutes pondering it. If they do, they could treat their intelligence score as if it was 1 point higher until the end of the next scene. So that's 2 scenes. This temporary bonus may exceed the normal maximum of 10.
I
Well,
wonder who's that going to.
So
since I've got a 9 in intelligence, I think I'm going to pocket this.
it's a once per quest item. So that's, think about it. We're on session 9 of this quest. So that's a very, a very limited use item.
But still, hey, you never know when you need it. It's like, hey, I need an extra point, and you take 10 minutes to do something for it.
Are you going to take that, are you, David?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Michael, you've got that.
I've no reason to take it.
You may add that to your inventory. You may copy that text. In fact, if I do this, because you'll not be able to copy paste from that because it's an image. If I do this, you can copy paste that into your thing.
All right. Thank you very much.
Is there anything else in the room that we can look around for?
Yeah, oh yeah.
No.
Well,
Lots.
there's the terminal.
There's lots going on. Yeah.
So
Okay.
There's the books.
There's a terminal. There's books.
Dimglow
find a cool
ponders
book.
like the bobblehead, and then he's turning to the terminal.
There's the blackboard, the bookshelf, and the terminal.
I'm gonna check out the bookshelf.
Okay, the bookshelf. Troves of preserved pre-war scientific volumes line the shelves in neatly organised rows. Subjects that most PCs have likely never heard of are present in abundance, such as bioinformatics, computational biology, and populational genetics, among many others. You may attempt a perception and speech 2 test.
Beach?
Perception speech 2. Everyone may attempt this. If there's no assist, you all may attempt it individually. And as always, the action points can be used on it. Perception speech 2.
I have perception 5, but I'm tagged in speech with 4.
You might be... Well,
You might be the best one to find some.
everybody can roll this. It's not like if one person fails, another person can't try it. You can't assist each other, but you can all try it individually.
How much AP do we have?
We spent them all to get in the door.
You did spend them all to get in the door, that's right.
I will.
You can buy some.
Buy 1 dice so that I can get a reroll on it.
Okay.
If I need to.
Okay.
There you go.
3.
Oh, there you go. So you get 1 action point back. With that success, you, Happy, will notice that the titles on the top shelf are arranged in such a way that their titles create an acrostic. They spell out science. So there's an S at the start of the first one, then a C, then an I, then an E, then an N, then a C, then an E, and along the line you notice they spell science. Like they've done that cleverly. They've made that a wee acrostic. There are 30 books in total, intact. Each of them weighs £2. They may be of great value to the Archivists if the players choose to keep them. Warden Clara will advise you of this, that they would be valuable if you decide to keep them. And if you ever did decide to visit the repository to see the Archivists, you'd probably be offered about 20 caps per book for these. And
That's not bad.
And it would make your relations with that faction really good. If you could recover these books, because of the nature of the science and stuff in them.
Dimglow would give most of them to Archivists, but he's gonna try sneak 1 or 2 of them into his inventory for the Children of Atom, because they could use this research as well.
You may add items to your book. They weigh £2 each to your inventory. Anyone may add this item to their own inventory or to the group inventory. In fact, no, do it to your own inventory because they have weight and it's important. They're £2 each. You can call it Dr. Borous Office, or you could call it Head of Science
Dr. Borous
Office books. Science books, yeah, Head of Science books. Just say
Science
Head of Science books. Their value is 20 caps each.
When you said 20 of...
That's to the Archivist. It might not be worth that to anyone else, but to the Archivist they'd be worth 20 caps each.
Dimglow is
there's
going
what,
to
30 of
pocket
them?
2 of those for
Okay.
the Children of Atom.
Okay? For the children. For Atom's
For the
glory.
Children of Atom.
At least about 28.
I'll let you flavour it as well, David. You can say that you picked ones that were specifically about sciences that involve radiation.
Yeah, sciences that involve radiation or sciences that involve like insect genetics or something
Right,
like
okay,
that.
okay. Interesting. Okay, and okay, so you've said that you're grabbing 2, but you're there for the Children of Atom. Is anybody else grabbing any?
Let me see.
I mean, we're bringing all of them.
You're taking all of them.
I was wondering who specifically is taking. Brock has the capacity, but
We got power armor. So
It's an interesting question.
I look at, I grab a bunch of them. I walk to Brock, say, "Hey, you mind carrying somebody?" I'm
So-
giving him a bunch of books.
I'm going to...
uh,
That brings up an interesting point. Do you think at some point, after you complete this quest, if you find some magical food source in genetic tech, and if you've solved the secrets of the Verdant Vale, do you think you would ever visit the Archivists? Do you think that's on your list of things to do? Visit them before you go
Actually, it
home?
might be interesting
Most
if we
likely.
could sell the books.
It's interesting for
books
me
in it.
to know because I'm planning out your next scenarios for after this, so it'd be interesting to know that if you're heading to them next, because then I could work things out that would work with
Absolutely.
that. You know what I mean?
I'm saying,
how many of these books are we dumping on Brock?
how many can you carry? They said there are 2 pounds apiece.
Have you got a
I mean, I
backpack?
can carry all.
I mean, you couldn't fit them all in your pockets.
Yeah,
Have you got a
so-
backpack?
Yeah, I got
I
the
think
large backpack.
You've got the large
Yeah.
backpack.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
take them all in.
You know the super mutants who have the big.
A shopping trolley,
Duffel bags.
shopping
The
cart.
big duffel bags, yeah.
Yeah, he's got one of those. He can load up.
Yeah,
if
load that up
He
then.
really wants to.
Feel free.
'Cause
Yeah, he
Brock-
just starts bringing books to
Hold that
him,
up.
like,
how
bringing
many
the Brock.
officially are Dim Glow taking?
Dimglay's taking 2, and there's 28 left.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
2 of them. So either something about radiation or like insect genetics. And Oliver might know
Okay.
why I take the insect genetics
Yep.
books.
Absolutely. You may flavour the 2 books that you take to be that, David. 100%, mate.
It could be radiation in you.
That was the bookshelf.
Alright,
Well,
so I'll look up-
So
Bird garbage.
Dimglow is going to ponder his bobblehead and then he's going to turn towards the computer. Let us see what more secrets this vessel holds.
You're looking at the terminal.
Baseball
The
match.
terminal is
Right.
locked,
Yeah.
and it would require an Intelligence Science 3 test to hack it. Or you could spend 1 luck point to guess the password.
Dimglow is going to hack it, and because I pondered my
Oh,
my
so-
bobblehead, my
Sorry, 3 options. There's 3 options. You can hack it, you can spend a luck point to get the password from me, or you can just actually guess what the password is.
well, we have 3 attempts in Fallout, right?
Yeah.
So first off, Dimglow is going to type down science.
Okay.
With hacking the things, we don't get locked out or even like threatened lockouts
So,
until combat.
Here's the
start
thing.
happening, So
Here's the thing. David worked it out. Science is the password. Well done, David.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Well,
what he does. It's like-
yeah,
it's
well
like
done,
it's
well
that-
done.
it's like,
Well
oh, it's
noticed.
science.
Well noticed. I'm glad you picked that up because that was a fun little addition.
was.
So you actually managed to hack the terminal by just typing in the word science. That unlocks it. I'm going to provide you with a terminal with a handout at this time. So this is another one.
Is it like the green little tech thing?
Yeah, I think I've got it in the wrong folder. Hang on. Oh, I don't think I've got this ready. Hang on, it'll take me 2 seconds.
Oh no.
No, you're good, man.
I don't think I had this ready, but it'll take me literally 2 minutes to make the handout. It's a PDF that I can just
you said
upload.
there was the table too, right? There was the bookshelf, the table, and
The
the
desk.
other thing, right?
Yes,
the
there's
desk, you
there's
can always
there's a
switch
blackboard,
desk.
the bookshelf, and the terminal. But it's
Yeah, okay.
it's literally going to take me 2 seconds to do this. Not literally 2 seconds. Sorry.
My character walks over to the blackboard and kind
2
of looks, and
minutes.
it's like reading Chinese. It's like, what the hell is this? He's like, I can read and write, but it's like, My brain hurts. Yeah, he looks over Dinklo. Hey, you have any idea what this says?
Well, most of the ancient knowledge has been wiped away, it seems, throughout time. But I am willing to take a look at it
You know,
after I'm
I
done with
probably have got this ready just somewhere else, and I just can't find the folder where I have it stored. But I will move that down, put that in your thing. It's still uploading, so you'll not get it quite yet.
Fine. Is that the Borous?
Borous Terminal. Do you see it?
Okay. I think it's still loading. All I see is just the Borous terminal. I don't see a picture yet.
Yeah.
Borous terminal? Yeah, it's loading for me
Yeah,
as
okay.
well.
Give it a moment.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't have that prepared, or if I did, I don't know where it was.
Well, at least you have that cheat thing that you found that has that little thing where you can write whatever you want on it and just take a picture of it.
Yeah. I've done that for things before. Why is this not...
It's not loading up.
Maybe I didn't finish loading the thing. Sorry, hang on, guys. Maybe I was impatient and it wasn't ready.
I mean, that bobblehead, even if it's once per major storyline, that's still really good. Just never know. It's like, all right,
It is really good to make, because you can get 2 seeds out of it, because it says until the end of the next scene. So that's this scene and the next scene, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And I can keep pondering it, right?
It says this item
so
functions
it's
as a
limited.
trinket.
It's once per storyline.
Once
It's
per major
storyline.
quest, the user can spend
Okay,
10
once per
minutes
major
pondering
quest.
it. If you do, you treat your intelligence score as if it was 1 point higher until the end of the next scene.
Okay. Well, in that case, I mean, I guessed the password. Can I rewind and say I haven't pondered it yet?
Yes. I can't get
Right,
this.
perfect.
This thing's not working for me. It's pissing me off.
Do you just want to read it to us and we just worry about it later? Or...
No. I want it to work. I can just
Okay.
I can just read it to you. I could also stop trying to open it as a PDF and just make it an image instead. Hang on. Ah shit, I opened it on the wrong screen. I'm gonna do that again. Oh, it's got multiple screens. Just let me upload it, guys. Sorry. Let it just take a minute.
No, that's good. So, a question for the Archivists: are they kind of like the followers of Apocalypse in the?
Yeah, they're
like,
giving
New
me the
Vegas
vibe.
stuff?
Like a mix between Followers of the Apocalypse and the Brothers of Steel, actually.
It's loaded up. It's loaded up 3 times now.
Well, and because what it is, we go to the Archivist area, and I know we found that weird head or part that was for the thing that Happy's using for his thing. You know, like the upgrade or whatever it is.
Mhm.
'Cause I believe we still have it. Do you think if we can go over there, we might find someone like who's been good enough to fix that? Into Happy's helmet.
True. We could try that.
Guys, I'm so sorry this took so long.
I don't
No,
recall
you're
the
good,
skill check we needed to repair that thing, actually.
I think it was pretty high. I think it's like you need like
It was
you need
high.
to like perk science 3.
Well, I have that.
You
Oh no,
should-
this
I
the
think
perk.
it's
Science.
Perk,
Yeah, there's a perk science 3.
Yeah.
You should now see the Borous
Yes.
terminal.
Yep. See
Yeah,
right there.
okay.
Yep. I do.
That one.
Sorry about the wait for that, folks.
Uh-oh, it says
So-
something went wrong.
Yeah, something went wrong.
Did it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Saw it.
Is it a lot to narrate, Oliver? Because
I'm going to narrate
We'll
it
take the
anyway. I'm going to
version.
narrate it anyway. And I'll put it up on screen on Twitch so people can see it there and on YouTube. So, Project Chimera Research Notes. Summary. This is Office of the Head of Science, Genetic Incorporated. 2nd of November 2077. My INGR matrix has proven invaluable in correcting nucleotide base pairs, and nanoscale gene editing via epigenetic modulators resulted in perfect genome stability, and to think my fool colleagues believed it to be unattainable. A matrix capable of interhelical genome resequencing is impossible, they say. Ha! I've ordered the transfer of half the specimens and cloned broodmother to my new lab at Big Mountain. My success has all but secured funding for my next gene splicing project. The required Pepsis Milday specimens are already en route. 6.
I'm loving the New
about the,
Vegas references.
20.
Yeah, they're talking about the Night Stalkers, right? Is that what
Yeah.
they're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might recognise the name Dr. Borous from a Fallout.
Yeah,
From
it's one of the
something as well.
crazy
Oh, yeah.
brains in the jars.
23rd of June 2077. Subject 001 restrained. Injected with Phoenix serum and moved into observation tank. 3rd of July 2077. Turritopsis Dorni DNA restructuring is stable. Physiological changes minimal. 28th of July 2077. Subject shows bone mass reduction, measured at 17% cumulatively. Changes irregular. 18th of August 2077. Muscular deterioration steady at 13%. 1st of September 2077. Subject expelled her stomach and 7.2 meters of intestine. Kidneys and liver in beginning stages of atrophy. Emergency intervention required. Subject restored. Reading it in American, reading the American dates is driving me mad.
Dude,
Project Phoenix
it's a lot of
observations collated. 18th of September 2077. Subject physiology now rejecting pain inhibitors. Subject's pain response measured at 127 decibels. Hearing protection now required for laboratory personnel. 25th of September 2077. Mutation stabilized. Secondary injection of Phoenix serum administered at the command of Dr. Borous. Subject's mutations escalated immediately. Pain response followed. 2nd of October 2077. Overall tissue levels now deteriorated below 20%. Observation tank filled with fluid to support subject's diminished skeletal structure. Life support apparatus operational and electronic monitoring results are within expected parameters. Project Phoenix observations collated. 17th of October 2077. Both lungs fully atrophied. Subject orally expelled the remnants, which have been collected for analysis. Subject pain response no longer possible. Hearing protection no longer required for laboratory personnel. 22nd of October 2077. Subject deceased. Final results. Remaining bone mass 2.1%. Muscular tissue 12.7%. Skin density 9.3%. Resuscitation unsuccessful, as subject 001 lacked any vital organs to stimulate. Subject is currently scheduled for draining and dissection. Dr. Borous reports dissatisfaction with results. Funding for acquisition of more subjects has been requested. Project Hydra research notes personal. 27th of August 2077. Though this project is in its infancy, I am confident it will be my greatest achievement to date. Imagine the combination of my Phoenix gene with the potential superhuman capacity of West Tech's forced evolutionary virus. I've acquired a small sample from a colleague employed there, and with funding procured easily from that dolt of a vice president, I've begun renovations of the old storage facility in the sublevels. It will serve as a sufficient laboratory until I am able to move to the project to Big Mountain. 29th of September 2077. My calculations were inadequate. The first subject's mutations were rapid, unpredictable, uncontrollable almost. We were forced to initiate the containment protocol. I must obtain more funding. It is an unending irritant to me that science must so often be obstructed by something so trifling as money. Project Hydra research notes personal. 10th of October 2077. I fear I've strained Genetitech's resources too far, but I've obtained what was necessary to continue my research. A batch of FEV 11011 has been ordered from West Tech and should arrive within the week. Now, I must locate a suitable test subject. I've hit the show to players button. Has that showed it to you?
We're still popping the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the way you were describing the test subject, is it saying is it? This is not the same thing that is the Night Stalker thing. This is something different, Or like are they experimenting on humans or are they experimenting on something else?
I'm going to try and add it again just so that you can read it. I want you to be able to read it because it's very vital.
It didn't sound human to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's one of those because they said they were talking about the FEV virus though, and that's more like they've been doing test subjects on humans. I don't know if they've been doing that stuff on animals, unless you've seen in the Fallout games where they're the giant mutant animals.
There's a mutant hound. There's a lot of things that have FEV in the recipe, I think.
Okay, I've uploaded
they
it
did all
again.
kind of stuff like that.
Let me see if this one works.
Okay.
I want you to have it there so you guys can read it whenever you want, because it's getting thick, the lore now, and you want to have it there. So I've uploaded it again and give you permission to read it again. Can you get it this time?
Yeah, this time it's here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. You probably could delete the one above it.
Okay, so delete the top one.
Alright, this time I see it.
You see it and you can read it now, yeah?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you for sticking with me through that technical issue, everybody.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you're good, dude.
Because that's some lore there. You might want to read that again at times.
Okay. Yeah, it's just the way it was sounding. I was just curious because it says like the way the subject is like it's just like throwing up the lungs and all that kind of stuff. It's like, man, that's messed up to do that to a human. Well, worse on an animal though.
So you may read that at any time. That was the terminal and the bookshelf. You still have a blackboard.
So I'm sitting right there, kind of just looking at this, kind of like, see what Brother Dinklo can make any heads or tails of this thing.
I take a look at these foul prophecies that are written down there.
Okay. The blackboard's covered completely with scientific formulas and equations. You can attempt an intelligence science difficulty 4 test to decipher some of it.
Okay.
Wait,
Well, now I'm going to-
wait. It's difficulty is reduced if one of the PCs possesses the chemist perk. Anyone got chemist? I don't think so, eh?
Nope.
Nah.
Okay.
So now I'm going to ponder
Now,
my.
this, you can all assist.
Okay.
If,
Well, I will
if you choose to look at
probably
it
lead.
with him.
I'm going to lead, but I'm not going to buy AP.
Okay.
Brock will not aid.
Well, because you need 4 successes, so yeah, you might want to buy some.
I'll buy one. I'll buy one additional D20.
Okay.
Ooh, that'd be
Hey, there
good.
you go.
That'd be good.
5 successes, you get
Okay,
1 action
five.
point
Did
back.
it.
5, got 1 back.
Very nice. So, the equations seem disorganized and unconnected. Some reflect the Doctor's attempt to manipulate gene expression networks and metabolic pathways in plants, while others reflect various attempts to eradicate deleterious alleles and reconcile inconsistencies in recombinant DNA in hybridized animals. A large section of the blackboard is dedicated to modifications of the phoenix gene, in an effort to stabilize and integrate it with an unnamed, extremely volatile viral genome. It seems no solution was ever discovered, much to the writer's obvious frustration.
Okay.
So he looks at Brother Dinklo. So we got a big mutant down here. We got to fight, maybe, huh?
Is that what you took from that?
Brock life.
We're not talking about you, Brad. We're talking
abomination
probably something
created
bigger.
Not by Adam's glory, but by the folly of men, probably.
Next a worthy opponent.
Yeah, it seems like our ancestors are like way little out of their minds sometimes.
Oh, I missed
Believe so, yes.
I missed a bit. I have to backtrack a little bit. So after reading Borous' journals, so whoever read the terminal, who read the terminal?
That was
Dinklo
Brother
did.
Dinklo.
That was you, Dimglow, yeah, just making sure. So you hear a whispering voice again, tinged with ancient wrath. This time, it says, perversion of knowledge, folly of the forebears, aberrant.
I completely agree with your words, Atom.
Is it Atom
You can do
talking?
that.
Do you think it's Atom
Are
talking?
you okay?
I
Go
love
ding,
that.
ding. Are
I
you
love
okay,
that.
sir? So I guess this is from here. We continue on. I'll look and say, we good?
Brock's ready.
Yep. I
Brock's
kind of
bored.
head out. I'm like,
Nerds are taking all this time to read stuff. He's out there juggling his bats.
hut, 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 hut. Yeah, say, go on, big dude. Go on, big man. Ruff, ruff.
As you round the corner of the hall, you're greeted by yet another collapse. The walls and ceiling of the passage ahead are entirely destroyed. Thick, creeping roots permeate the rubble, and the dirty tile beneath your feet is cracked and uneven as the penetrating roots spread throughout the facility. Just doing a little reveal map in between sections of the speech so that you can see where it's all ruined and shit.
Alright, so yeah, it's ruined right there.
A dark fissure has been rent in the wall beside the rubble, the opening of which is large enough to walk into. More roots snake along the cracked walls from within, taking on the appearance of black veins surrounding a terrible wound in the concrete. The floor of the fissure is jagged and broken, and littered with shattered masonry. The air surrounding the opening radiates a soft, disconcerting warmth.
Does the roots, like you said, they're pulsing? Does it pulse like a vein, or
Eh,
does it just looks like veins?
I mean, yeah, you could see it. It pulses like a giant root, but you could see it pulses like a vein, I suppose. Indeed.
Sorry about that.
Are we able to go through that area right there? Like going through
To
here
clear, like, the
safely,
area.
or do we have to roll something to go
Yeah,
through that?
no, you can go through. You enter the passage slowly, cautiously, each step measured in preparation for some floral assault. But it does not come. You move further within, and to your surprise, you find the way illuminated by glowing purple bulbs which sprout slowly, almost timidly, from vines growing all along all surfaces of the overgrown corridors. An ethereal violet twilight settles upon the passage.
Okay.
The floors made
Brock
bumpy.
lit-
The floors made bumpy and irregular by layers of invasive roots. And even with the strange bioluminescence of the flowers to light your path, you must take care to avoid stumbling. Dull wooden creaking is heard occasionally from far away, and sometimes from within the very walls beside you. Thick curtains of thorny vines covered in purple flowers hang from the ceiling and catch easily upon your clothes as you pass, and more than once you're forced to stop and disentangle yourself and your gear from the curved finger-like barbs.
Is that there or no?
So you now find yourself in the ruined remains of another office. So that describes just getting through all this kind of ruined area where it's all ruined. But part of that is an office. You find yourself in another office.
And I see another terminal over there.
As you make your way through the tunnels, you encounter a larger office space. Although the entire room's been overtaken by invasive foliage, the only item left is a functional, unlocked terminal, which lies on its side on the floor beside the crumpled remains of a metal desk.
So it's
I'll look
it's
at it,
broken,
though.
right? Or no, it's
Oh, he
unlocked.
said
Yeah,
it's unlocked.
It's unlocked.
Well, let's have a look then.
Brock will continue to make sure nothing gets the jump on.
That's another one that doesn't seem to be in my handouts. Have I really not put that in there? I must have it hidden somewhere. That's a pain in the ass. I have it all made. And there's another handout I've not got ready. It'll take me just only a second to do it again.
So this doesn't look like the same kind of office like the Doctor or Borous' area. This is more like a simple office.
It's hard to tell because it's so broken up, but you'll get to read some information on a terminal just now. Apologies for the fuck up, boys. I thought I had... you know what? I probably do have these somewhere and just... it's not obvious where I have them. And I forgot where I put them.
I mean, you got a couple games. You got like
Yeah.
Send a game in that one.
It's scanning the PDF for viruses, so just bear with me. That should be now in your thing. The Director Degree terminal handout. See that? It's moving hand.
Yeah, I saw that. I just saw that somewhere.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep. Let's see if it pops up.
And it's open.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's it.
Botanical Genetics Division. Personal entries. Dr. Millie DeGray. 4th of October 2077. Another budget cut. How dare they belittle and sideline my work? We're on the cusp of global catastrophe, and the world needs a renewable and ecologically sustainable method of removing radiation. The evidence is everywhere. Riots, famines, the resource wars, that damnable plague that not even the brilliant Dr. Borous can cure. The possibility of nuclear disaster is simply too high to ignore. How is it that I, the world's leading horticultural geneticist, have been reduced to the status of a rabid conspiracy theorist simply for stating these facts? Borous and his cronies have never respected my work. Budget cuts indeed. 17th of October 2077. I'm alone. They terminated my last assistant this morning. Here in my underground refuge with only the chatter of sprinklers and the hum of the UV lights to keep my company lies the key to humanity's survival. Forgotten. Shut down in favour of that bastard Borous and his damned mutant pets. I'd wager. One more shipment of nuclear material is all I was able to acquire before my budget ran dry, and it won't arrive until next week. 22nd of October 2077. They're killing the town, Orchard Valley, its people and its precious orchards. A security guard named Alex told me everything. He thought my department was responsible until I set him straight. They're calling it Project Gaia. And they're poisoning the entire region with dangerous levels of background radiation. I can't allow this. I won't allow it. Alex is going to tell the public, but I have to save them first. 22nd of October 2077 continued. A secret delivery from West Tech arrived recently, destined for Borous' secret laboratory. I overheard him talking about it with his assistant. A top secret viral serum and mutagen of unparalleled potency, they said. This is surely the key to unlocking the full potential of my creation. Borous, in its infinite hubris, has no reason to suspect that I'll steal it, nor do I want to risk retaliation should I fail, but steal it I must. If the beautiful ecosystem of this valley is to survive, my work, nay, the entire world, is at stake. I'll do it tonight. Borous is gone and his serum will be mine. My Millie Willow will be perfected. She will become the key to stopping Project Gaia and purging the world of humanity's sins.
After reading this, Dimglow yells out, "Heresy!" and he draws his hammer and he smacks the computer.
Smashing the terminal. I love it.
He smashes the terminal.
It's like, what the hell is a Millie Willy? I've never heard of that.
The Millie Willow. The Millie Willy.
Yeah, I mean,
destroy Adam's blessing.
Maybe that's like, he points at the plants. It's like, maybe that's what that she did, caused all that.
Then we must purge this facility.
So I say, yeah.
Brock will be fine as long as I get to smash on something. It's like, ooh, plant. I'm like,
Rock find new door.
hey, Brock, run that way. Let's go. I said, let's go, guys.
How does the Archivist react when I destroy the terminal with my hammer?
Hang on. After X in the office, so go step back a little bit, folks. after exiting the office, so yeah, just back to there is fine. Bear with me a moment.
Awesome.
Just need to catch up a little bit. The rearmost character, right, actually, so move on a little bit, and then who's at the back? And we've left
I
Ward,
think Happy?
we've left Ward and Clara behind, by the way.
Yeah.
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 It looks like I'm in the back.
She didn't see
I
me
like how the
destroying the
computer's dead
terminal.
So Ward and Clara doesn't count, but Happy's in the back, right? Okay.
Yes.
So the rearmost
I'm sure
character,
everything will be
Happy.
fine.
You hear a faint growling sound from behind, so low
Uh-oh.
as to be almost imperceptible. You can attempt a Perception Survival 3 test to identify the source.
Gotcha. Perception survival 3.
Perception Survival 3, no assists, so but you can always spend action points.
We have 1.
Yeah, but you still buy
I wanna-
from them.
Yeah, I am going to buy another dice and use 1, so I'm going to roll 4, but buy 1.
So you're buying one, you're using,
Two-
you're spending,
two
you're
AP.
buying 2 AP. Yeah. Got
Yep.
ya.
Yeah. Just so I can get the reroll too.
I'm up to 59.
You said what was it? Perception survival?
Perception Survival, yeah.
There you go. Oof.
There's your 3.
Oh, I can reroll 1.
Yeah.
I'll reroll that 20 with the thing. With my perk there.
With what perk? With your Daring
the
Nature. Daring Nature.
Yeah, daring nature. So 11. So get through that. So I'll
Okay.
be 3 successes.
You notice a slight shimmer somewhere behind you guys. Within the purple haze of the hall's bioluminescent flora, which retreats quickly out of sight. Further attempts to find it or follow it at this time are not going to be successful.
Okay.
Caught a glimpse of a thing.
Yeah.
So is it
Definitely
it's
a
like a
thing.
predator type creature, or is like more like a chameleon kind of effect?
I'll let you guys
Golem.
discuss that yourselves. I'm gonna step
Fellowship.
AFK for a second, but power armor users, that is a scene. So you may
no.
remove 1 use of your fusion cores. That's
Well,
one
that's
more.
why I'm glad I'm not
I'll be
using
back
one.
in a second.
Why alcohol?
Yeah, so,
Yeah, pour some alcohol
Why
into the
isn't-
fusion core.
Yeah. We got our power cores and he's like, my yinlings.
Yeah. Brock's really good at crushing the yinlings today.
but yeah, so the way that I think that you probably saw it is that the way he described it. Do you think it's more like like the Predator, you know, like the movie Predator kind of effect, or is it more like a chameleon, like where it kind of blends in with the surroundings?
I'd say
think
more
it's
like a predator.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Also,
Yeah.
Brock, that's a scene, so that's your beer finished as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey, just save it when you need it. Just save it right now. You're good.
that isn't there. There's no door there. That's open. That's my mistake.
Oh, the one. Okay.
And I'm going to reveal a lot of map in a second. You're not going to be able to see all the way through it, but I am going to reveal it all. Because, well, let me just see if I'm at the right bit before I do. The viewer's got a quick preview, but let me just double check here.
What is that thing?
Yeah. I'm at the right bit. So I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna hear some info in a second. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, Oliver, do you want us to have control of her so we can drag her with us? You
Uh,
don't have to worry about it? Or...
nah, it's okay because I'll move her. She's only gonna take a tiny bit moving. It's all good.
Okay.
So it's not really spoilers, but
Oh, let me,
Oh,
zoom
my.
out. Damn, that's a big room.
It's a big room. So, the vegetation grows denser and more vibrant as you progress. And the passages become choked with immovable roots. You're raked and clawed by the grasping brambles at every turn. Despite your best efforts, you find your clothes frayed, and the skin of your hands, arms, and face are marred by dozens of bleeding scratches. The urge to turn back, to find some other way forward, gnaws at your mind. And just when you feel your will begin to falter, the vines fall away, and the passage opens before you. You stand at the edge of a rectangular room, which was once a botanical conservatory and garden, judging by the few remnants of equipment you see. The entire room lies buried beneath a sea of green ivy and hundreds of vibrant glowing purple bulbs. In the centre of the botanical laboratory looms a grey bark tree of titanic proportions, with mighty roots cloven effortlessly into the ground of the conservatory. A grey bark trunk rises into the darkness of a great circular chasm above you, as countless vines and tendrilless branches gnaw into the stony, earthen walls and burrow towards the surface in all directions. Then, the voice echoes once again in all of your minds, loud, powerful, and commanding. Arboreal Genesis, progenitor of photosynthetic evolution, the first and the last. Provenance.
It's what you sent me to destroy, Adam.
I'm going to say share an artwork with you.
Guys, I think that tree from before.
Well, yeah, it had the big roots of with the big plumage up top, so.
And here's another piece of art by Mark Graham.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, look in the bottom corner how tiny you are compared to it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was so awesome.
Damn. yeah. I look at Brother Dimglow. I'm like, I don't think you could take that yourself. I don't think you could take that yourself.
With Adam's blessing, anything is possible.
Well,
Do I
I
like
think
sense radiation in this room,
No.
or am I certain that this thing moves radiation?
Are you trying to tell me that you think this thing removes radiation from areas?
I mean, I've read the blasphemous texts throughout his.
Yeah, so here's the thing, David.
his-
I don't want you to make a rule because that means you've been paying attention to the texts. And yeah, you get a feeling that this thing is doing the opposite of causing radiation.
Okay,
You get
yeah.
this thing, it's a blasphemous tree. This is a blasphemous tree to
This is a
Dimglow.
blasphemous tree.
Yeah. But I
It is
can't
unnatural.
I can't
against
underestimate the
Adam's
proportions
order.
of the size of this tree. I just put a trunk on the map, but the whole room is filled with tree, with branches and roots and everything. This whole room is filled. I've just put that in the centre to show you how big the trunk is. The whole room is filled with tree.
Do I see a sign reading like climate control or something?
You do see in the distance, because there is light. You do see in the distance some doors of other rooms. That's the first one that you would see.
I'm going to investigate that door in that case.
Which one?
The
One
one
to the
at
north.
top.
That one.
Yeah, Turk is keeping a lookout, gun in hand. Dogs.
Okay. Bear with me a second.
So Oliver, with the tree right there, this is like different sections that you have that you like cut, or is this just something else you found with that?
Sorry?
Oh, the way the tree is like like when we were higher levels, we saw like the top of the tree,
Yes.
and as we're going down below or something,
Mhm.
it is like the trunk. This is basically is this one image you found somewhere, or is this something that you just kind of?
No, this is a different image that I used for this. This is just to give you an idea. That's not what the trunk looks like. That's just to give you an idea of the size of it. So ignore that. But remember the tree before that was like that size? You were just at the top of it. Down here, the trunk is that size. That's just the trunk is that wide. That's just to show you the kind of proportions of it. Okay, so let me find you the thing for this room. The tree, by the way, because you are moving, you will see the tree. The base of the tree is nearly 50 feet in diameter, and easily the largest tree any PC's ever likely seen. Its bark is a strange grey colour, and in the mystical light of the bulbs, it almost takes on a pale, ghostly silver aura. Okay, so now we're going to move on to this room, and that is this one. Bear with me a moment. This room contains several rows. The door's open. The room contains several rows of metal warehouse racks. They're all completely overgrown by roots and vines. Within the tangled foliage lies dozens of empty yellow barrels, many of which are crushed. Despite this, there is no radiation in the room. You may make a perception or perception survival 2 or perception science 2, anyone that's looking in the room.
Well, that's gonna be a perception.
Yeah, that would help.
Science for me.
I got my dog to help me with that. Let's see, perception, survival. Just check and see what it is.
I guess I'll do one.
There, you
I
both
got
got
two
2. So you can both notice that many of the roots have actually grown into the ruined barrels, similar to how plants would grow towards water.
Okay.
Now this room can be scavenged with a perception and science difficulty 2 test. And that's a scavenge, so if anybody can assist on that.
So what am I rolling for the scavenging?
For scavenging here,
survival.
it's perception science 2.
Perception science 2. Again. Okay.
I
Mhm.
will
Rolling
roll
that.
to assess.
Can I buy 1 AP for that?
You can.
Do it.
Up to 60.
There we go.
You got 2. Okay. You get 1 roll on the genetic underground table. So bear with me a
Okay.
second. Roll 2d20.
Yep. Anyone else wants to roll that?
Nah, you go ahead, dude. You did.
Uh,
No, you're good.
Okay. 2d20. There we go.
Ooh, 19.
19 is a Radaway. Heresy.
Okay. Heresy.
That's heresy for you, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
You find a Radaway. That's it for that room, though, boys.
I mean, at least we can figure it out. It's like, and we know that it goes after it because you can tell because as you said it was water. It was actually going toward the radiation and just suck it up like it was water.
Yeah, it wasn't even water. It was nuclear waste. Was going
Yeah.
It was barrels of nuclear waste, and the roots were growing towards it. It was sucking it up
Mhm.
like it was water. Yeah, exactly, Max.
So do we
Exactly.
want to check the right one? Like it's like I think there's the door down that way.
Oh! I think I'm missing something as well for this. So bear with me a moment.
Oh.
For this big section, characters must be careful while maneuvering in here due to the low light, uneven terrain. So this is, in fact, it includes these rooms. So everything on this scene. Characters must be careful while maneuvering here due to the low light, uneven terrain, and thick blankets of ivy. All strength, perception, and agility-based tests suffer an increased complication range of 18 to 20. So remember, guys, complication range of 18 to 20 on anything that's agility, strength, or perception.
But it's like they have their light, so that should cancel that out.
No,
wouldn't
it
it?
doesn't cancel out because it's not difficulty, it's complication range.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it doesn't cancel it out. Yeah, it's nice. This scenario is brilliantly written, like, for the
Yeah,
GM as
I was
well.
just making sure. It was like I said, that's something nice to know. Is like it's the difference of that and that. I was
It's
like,
very
oh,
cool.
Okay. Okay. So
Would you want to check out next? What would you want to do next? I
well,
mean, you
it's like,
can you can go closer to the tree and check it out if you want. The tree is a thing to be checked out also.
Yeah, I don't. I was like, it's like I've seen trees, but it's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not missing something that can just crush me with a twig. So I look at everybody else. It's like, hey, do we want to check to the right side door. That's over in this area.
You mean this
The sooner
one?
we find something to destroy this abomination, the better.
Maybe some like super industrial weed killer. I don't know. Maybe.
It's up to you guys. I'm not going to tell you where to go.
No, yeah, I'm just like, I'm just sitting near this wall right here, just keeping a look at what's in range of the lights.
So, this whole area is lit up by bioluminescent bulbs. It's not lights, it's bulbs on this tree. It's got purple bioluminescent bulbs glowing all over the place. There's thousands
Does
of them.
would anything happen if we take one off?
Yes.
Or they just stop glowing?
Yes, Max. Yes, it will. Would you like to take one off?
Yeah, Max would I will attempt to
Sorry, Turok.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
I'll attempt to take the one off and just get a closer look at
Let
it.
me find where it is in this, because there is, yeah, and they may even be cool. So the bulbs glow a faint orange light. Sorry, it's not a purple light. Now I found them in my notes. I'm just trying to now find them here as well. Bear with me. Oh yeah, so these small floral bulbs emit a faint purple. It says purple here. I don't know why I've wrote orange. Purple light bioluminescence, which casts dim light on all objects within close range. So they give you light in close range, which lasts until the end of a scene. Which lasts until the end of the scene in which they're harvested. So when you pluck it, Max, it's still glowing, and you can use that as a light source.
Okay.
They're also edible if the PC is adventurous enough to taste them.
Hey, Brock, you hungry?
Oh boy.
Brock will munch one of these things down.
Brock munches one, right? Okay. Brock, the iris of your eye. So whoever's looking at Brock will notice that the iris of your eye changes to a soft glowing purple. And until the end of the next scene, actually I think it means this scene, let's say this scene, they reduced darkness-based penalties to perception tests by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Oh, is there any seeds in them? Is there any flower seeds in the bulbs or anything, or no?
He never stopped to look, he just stuck it in his mouth and chewed.
No, I have one. I have one in my hand.
Okay,
Sensible.
yeah, I would say there's probably seeds in it.
Okay, so I take seeds out and put it in a pocket.
You take the
Like a-
seeds out and put them in your pocket, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Is anybody going closer to the tree to check it out?
I'm staying away from that thing.
Well,
Check it out.
Brock,
I can be the size too.
got beat up by a tree upstairs, so he's cautious.
Warning Clara, the whole time she's like, we have to find Akasha. She's got to be down here somewhere. She was looking for Project Hydra. Project Hydra. That thing you mentioned in the terminal. She was talking about Hydra. She had to stop Hydra.
Okay. I guess Happy's going to check out the tree.
Happy's checking the tree. Yes, thank you, Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
I just explode.
Do you touch it or are you just going close?
I mean, he's in
I'm gonna go
armor.
close.
I don't know. If
Yeah,
it's-
I have a
Oh,
counter.
and Brock, okay.
Closer.
Okay, so though most of the bark is uniformly lined with small bumpy protrusions typical of trees, looks like bark, right? You will notice that one section is different. Are you going to inspect that section close enough to kind of work out what the difference is?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It reveals that the shape of a face. Its mouth
Oh, no.
open, as if a person was consumed by the tree and overgrown by thin layers of bark. To its left and right are the outlines of 2 hands protruding slightly from the trunk, as if the person fought against their absorption to no avail. The bottom of a genetic access card protrudes slightly from the tree, a few inches below the face. So remember Han Solo when he gets frozen in the ship thing?
Yeah.
There's that in the tree. And there's
Grab the
and there's a
keycard.
card hanging down. Did you see someone
Do we
say they're
need
taking
more
the card?
proof that this thing is unnatural?
What
So-
was that card you said?
Yeah.
Discuss that among yourselves again. I'll be
Yeah, I
back
think
in
it's
a
like a
second.
lanyard with a key card or something.
Brock will take it. He's got the reach.
Yeah.
Hey, come here, Hank. Is Dim Glow staying back there, or is he gonna follow one of us?
He's gonna stay far away and he's gonna hug the walls.
Yeah, so that's like, yeah, I'm slowly letting those two right there and just kind of just keep an eye on whatever. And he's like, yeah.
Dim Glow staying as far away from the tree as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, and it's kind of hard because the tree's everywhere, so you'd be going under branches and,
Mm-hmm.
and roots
Okay,
and
so
stuff.
the ID card can be retrieved without a skill test. Who was that grabbed that, Brock?
Brock
Yeah.
Brock did.
It
Brock's
is.
got the long reach.
It is dirty and covered in a dark, sticky sap-like substance, but you can see the name is visible. It says Dr. Millie DeGray.
Brock will lick it
Ooh.
off real quick to clean it.
You can spend one.
Dr. Frankenstein killed by our own monster.
You can spend an action point here to find something. I'm not going to tell you what unless you spend the action point.
Do we
We
have
don't
any?
Yeah.
I don't think we have any.
Yeah, we don't have. So
You don't have any, so you don't get that.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, that's it. That's the tree. Unless you touch it, and there might be something else.
I'll touch it.
Okay.
yeah, Brock's not interested in touching it.
Okay, bear with me a second. You hear the dog.
So.
Yeah, this is Pug. He was playing with it earlier.
So.
Yeah, he's getting ready for his later.
I saw something about if you touched the tree earlier, but now I don't see it, so we'll ignore it for now. Maybe I was ignoring it. Maybe I was imagining it. Nothing happens when you touch the
I mean, it's up to
tree.
you.
It's bark.
You could sub.
Nah,
I
it's
so.
bark. There isn't anything that happens when you touch it. Although you do... The tree's unusually warm. It's unusually warm and it just feels... Although it feels like a tree, it feels like bark. There's something
Feels like-
different. You can't quite put your... You can't quite put your finger on it. Even though you've got your finger
Is it like
literally on it.
Is it like a human warmth kind of feel?
Hard to say. It just feels warm. Or not quite as cold as it should be.
Feels like it's been out in the sun instead of in this basement.
I look at Brother Doomglow and the other lady. It's like, hey, there's a door right here. I'm gonna look see if it's unlocked or kind of jiggle the handle.
Willow will follow suit. His hammer drawn, ready for anything.
Which one are you at, Turok?
Yeah, the top right
This one. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, bear with me a moment. I'll find it in the PDF. Got it ready in my notes. We'll do this one, and then we'll take a half-time break, I think.
No
So-
problem.
Hang on. It's difficult to find it sometimes.
Yes. Well, halftime break is coming at a good time.
Oh, here it is. In the far corner of the conservatory lies the crushed, barely visible outline of what was once the storage room for botanical genetics. The walls are entirely destroyed and lie in crumbled ruins beneath the tree's roots. So the door's open, you can go in. A few items can be found among the debris. A damaged filing cabinet, which contains rotten paper documents, and a small collection of holotapes, and the rusted frame of a metal cot. A faded picture of Dr. Millie DeGray standing beside a young willow sapling hangs loosely from the wall above the cot.
Okay, well, it's like I got a hollow player, so we can play that later.
Later or now?
I was like, do you want to take a half-time break and do it after, or do you want to do
No, I could play the holotapes and then do the halftime break after that.
Okay, we'll just do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start popping them in.
Okay. So the recordings depict a clear, fast-speaking feminine voice dictating her research, its purpose and its findings. Her conclusion that the DNA of the white willow, or Salix alba, is the best candidate for saving staple crops from radiation due to its root structure and rapid growth rate. Her years of setbacks due to a lack of genetically compatible species with which to hybridize Salix alba and the budgetary restrictions which prevented more frequent testing. Following that are the more recent recordings in which she hypothesizes the robust invasiveness of the Chinese wisteria would make a possible match, obtains a sample at great personal expense from a contact in the Philippines after selling her home and successfully integrates it with Salix alba, creating their new hybrid. She affectionately names this Salix Milius, the Millie Willow, and describes a permanent move into her laboratory. 1 second. Sorry, I was just restarting music. She into her laboratory. Where is it? So she moves it into her laboratory. Initial tests of Salix Milius radiation absorbing capabilities are frustratingly minimal and far below expectations. Subsequent recordings depict her growing parent-like love for her Millie Willow, which becomes more noticeable with each layoff of her dwindling staff. She begins to sound obsessive, neglecting day-to-day operations to pursue further hybridization of Salix Milius in order to improve its radiation absorption rate, with little success. In the final holotape, Dr. de Grey praises Millie Willow's growth and laughs at the state of the Conservatory, which is in ever-increasing disarray. Now, before we go for our half-time break, if you want, you may scavenge the stockroom. The stockroom may be scavenged with a Perception Survival 0 difficulty test. Although, remember, everything here that's Perception is +1, so it's actually 1. No, it's not. It's not +1. It's increased complication range. So you've got the complication range is higher.
Okay.
But it's
I'll
difficulty
assess.
0.
So it's survival perception.
Survival Perception difficulty 0.
Yay.
Assisting as well.
Yep. And Gladys is attack skill.
So that's all action points.
4.
4 success is pretty good.
Okay, you get
I mean,
one.
that's gonna need to help us out.
You get one roll on the genetic underground table, so that's a 2d20.
Okay. 2d20. I'll do that right now.
So that's
That's
30 is. Oh, it's not fusion. I thought it was fusion cores. It's not. It's fusion cells. Give me 6 combat dice.
Oh! I need those for my gun anyway.
It's four plus 6 combat dice of fusion cells. So give me 6 combat dice.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will do that.
Oh,
You happy with that one, are you?
Yeah, because I have that gun and I just haven't had any bullets with it. So.
So you get
Oh, there you go.
4 plus 8. You get 12 fusion cells. So that's laser
Nice.
weapons. You also can get 1 roll in the pre-war consumables table, which is here. Hang on, sorry guys. So give me a 2d20.
Okay. That way. There you go. Did it not roll?
Uh, 12 on this is a pork and beans.
Oh, good. We got pork and beans.
You may spend 1 luck point, and whoever spends a luck point can get the item, I guess, first come, first served, for a cool
I'll
item.
spend it.
Oh, he's already
Let's do
spending
it.
it. You might not want it when you hear what it is. It might be better suited to somebody else, so wait.
Well, I mean,
First, before we do that, actually, we do the other one. 3 action points can be spent to find a copy of the rare magazine Botany Buddy, Wastelander's Guidebook, page 109.
what does that do?
Yeah, Wastelander's Guidebook, page 109.
I don't.
No pressure. But the 1 luck point can be spent to find Dr. de Grey's lab coat, and I'll tell you, it is a special item.
I'll spend it.
You're spending it. Okay, you find Dr. DeGray's
Yeah, look at
lab coat. So I will release another handout. I've just got his handout, so you'll find it in the same section. I'll show it to all of you, but it's you that's taking it because you spent the luck point.
Yep.
I'll let you all see it though. It has physical energy and radiation reduction of 1. Cost 175, rarity 5. It's a unique lab coat outfit bearing many patches and pins showing DeGray's support for pre-war environmentalism efforts of all kinds. Its pockets are a treasure trove of miscellaneous pamphlets, booklets and small notebooks pertaining to horticulture and botany. Special. You treat the tag value of your science skill as if it were 1 point higher. Once per session. When foraging, you can spend 1 action point to choose an item from the foraging table instead of rolling. In addition, you find 1+1 combat dice uncommon materials and 1+1 combat dice rare materials as part of your foraging test. So it makes scavenging and foraging better, and it can you treat your tag value of the science skill as if it's 1 higher if you're wearing it.
Dimglow will ask if he can have this heretical robe.
Yes. The heresy lab coat.
The heresy. I'm going to repurpose it.
Okay, it still costs you your
Cleanse
luck
it.
point though, Matthew, unfortunately.
That's fine.
So I'm
it's
the
worth
truly
fun to
lucky
do,
one.
so.
Yeah, getting extra rare stuff seems really good.
Atomos you won.
The rare book also has to do with foraging stuff. When you forage, you can spend a luck point, and if you do, you heal everybody for 4 hit points, and everybody in the party gets +2 to their DR for the next scene.
That's really good. I didn't know that.
You gotta forage to do that, so I don't know how much we care about this book.
It's only 3 action points if you want it.
I don't want it.
No? Okay.
I
So,
want
I mean, if
it makes our foraging better.
okay, go ahead, Max, sorry.
Well, I said it could be used for me because I'm good with survival.
Yeah. Well, so if you want to take it, we'll get action points back.
Cost you 3 action points, you have got 4, so you can afford it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Go for it.
Alright,
DR.
so that was the stockroom, the holotapes. So with that, we'll take our halftime break, and we'll return for the rest
Okay.
of the Conservatory
Okay.
in part 2. So, viewers, stay tuned. We'll be back in around 13 minutes. We love you.
Sounds good.
See you soon. Hello, we are back for part 2 of session 9 of Secrets of the Verdant Vale. Okay, fellas. It's all yours. What would you like to do next?
So, I still see more rooms over here.
We got stuff, so onwards we go.
Unexplored
Yeah,
rooms
looting if we could
would
go.
be this one and this one.
Yeah, this one's the closest, so Dimglow's going to investigate that one first.
Okay. This door is locked, but it can be accessed with Dr. DeGray's Genetech ID card.
Which we do have.
Inside is a large piece, move yourself inside. Inside is a large piece of industrial machinery connected to multiple runs of hoses and pipes traversing the walls and ceiling. Though some of the pipes have been crushed or severed by nature, the machinery itself appears mostly intact. A control terminal is mounted on the side of the machinery above a broken fusion core housing, and a handwritten notice taped to the top. Do not activate, Dr. DeGray. Several industrial storage
What a heretic would say.
Several industrial storage tanks line the far wall and are connected to the machine by hoses and pipes. The area around the tanks is notably free of the roots and vines which permeate the rest of the wing. Closer inspection reveals the tanks... Sorry, I almost read the closer inspection bit there, boys.
Dimglow's going to closer inspect the tanks.
Okay, closer inspection reveals the tanks to be full of an unknown
Herbicide.
liquid An unknown liquid and marked with faded biohazard symbols. The fusion core housing may be repaired with an intelligence and repair 3 or intelligence and science 3.
Is there a fusion core still in it, or do you need to insert a fusion core?
It's got a fusion core. Let's say, because you guys have only got one each, right? Or have you got more than one?
Yeah. No, we've got one each.
I'd say there is one in it, but it's broken. The housing's broken. You've got to fix it to make it work.
Well, I'm going to look at that. And I'm gonna use my intelligence, but also my power armor to like jam it open a little bit.
We got enough damn parts, anyways.
Okay, the fusion core housing could be repaired with an intelligence repair 3 or an intelligence science 3 test.
Intelligence science in that case.
And you can spend 1 action point to notice while repairing something about it.
How about we spend an action point, boys?
Sounds
Got
good
one
to me.
point. Spend it.
Okay.
Actually, make it 2 because I'm also going to
An extra
spend
dice,
1
okay.
for my.
So,
Yeah.
the action point spend lets you know that a long time ago, the damage to this thing has been inflicted by a blunt object. You need
Just
3.
hitting it.
Well, actually, I have 2 more successes. Oh no, my target is 14, and if I even wear the lab coat and the bobblehead, it wouldn't be enough. I'm gonna use a luck point in that case.
Okay, you need 1 more.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do.
Somebody can assist also.
Intelligence, science.
Well, yeah, I'll roll an assist.
Hang on.
Maybe not.
No,
Yeah,
there you go.
Give
yeah,
assists,
yeah.
we can use the AP.
He's got it with his luck. Okay,
But I also
so
risk a higher complication. Or maybe I don't.
so there's a fusion core lying half in the thing, and you would have to slot it back in to make the thing work. Are you going to put the thing, the fusion core back in?
Yeah.
Okay. If the repair is successful and a charged fusion core is inserted, so let's say there's 1 fusion core there with 1 charge there, because I'm not letting you use it for something else. The machinery sputters to life and the screen lights up. As it does, the ground trembles and the roots withdraw slightly away from the device. The screen offers 2 options: activate facility purge and shut down, as in shut back down the system.
How secure is the room we're in?
You don't know how secure anything is. This whole place is wrecked. So picture the scene. Every part of this is wrecked by roots and branches of this giant tree that fills the space. It's like, it's broken walls, it's carved massive crevices in the ground and in the ceiling. The whole place is wrecked and nothing in here is stable.
I mean, Dimglow's a pretty intelligent guy. What if he, like, sets the Purge to activate after, like, a day or 2?
There are only 2 options. Activate
there are only
facility
2 options.
purge or shut down.
I look over at my companions. Shall we look for a safe spot before we activate this?
Seems like it's in our best interest.
Well, I mean, there's the 2 doors that's down here.
Yeah, do we want to finish checking out this place before we do that?
Yes, let us investigate those doors.
Yeah, let's. We'll wait a minute on whether or not we're gonna hit that one.
Well,
But we
Well, you might.
probably will. Just
You probably
Fine,
will.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be prepared for that.
it is what people of the faith will do. Burn down the heathen tree.
Burn the heresy tree.
Burn the heresy tree. So how do those 2 doors look over there?
A door along the wall is partially hidden behind a veil of ivy, which can be pushed aside with no difficulty to gain access to the room. Inside is a semicircular room with a tall, arching ceiling from which hang networks of UV lights. The floor's been brutally disfigured by roots, and long rows of raised planters are cast aside and destroyed. The room also contains signs of warden activity, It appears they made a brief camp here amid the high-rising roots out of the sight of the door. Soiled bandages lie discarded on the boot-stamped dirt, as well as empty stimback injectors. The remains of a butchered juvenile night stalker are cast aside nearby, stripped of its meat.
They took all the good parts.
Is
Well-
Happy going to join us?
They need the strength
Oh,
to
yes.
survive out here.
The Solarium may be scavenged with a Perception and Survival 2 test. And you're all around, so you all may assist. Including the dog.
Okay.
Alright.
but-
Difficulty goes down one with the dog.
I'm gonna whoever's in charge of this. Well, I'm not gonna assist. But I'm gonna try. So,
Okay. I'll do this.
Oh, so if you're freaking out.
Nope.
Oh, unlucky. Any advances on that, Max? Any luck or anything you can do? You've got two.
Hey, I got
You've
two.
got two with the assist, but Max has to get something first. assist
No!
only counts if he gets something. So, what do you think, Max? Are you want to scavenge for this room, or are you not bothered about the scavenge for this room?
I'm not worried about the room.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. I'll tell you.
I
I'll tell you, it's a good one.
And I'll use the luck point.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I hope it's nothing but power cores.
And you've got one complication with. You're not, because you'll be re-rolling the 19, so you won't have a complication.
Yep.
As soon as you get one, you've got 3 because of the assist. So
Was perception.
you need 2. Perception, survival.
Oh, that's a 20.
Oh, so that's a complication. Nice. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do for the complication is.
Oh no, I rolled speech.
Oh, you rolled
I
speech.
don't know why.
Oh yeah, you did.
level 20.
And what did you roll? A 7. You still rolled 2 dice. You rolled 1 dice. You rolled a 7. What's your target? 8. So you made it. So you've got 1 with 2 assists. So you've got 3. So you gain an action point. You made it. You rolled a 7, Max. So I don't need you to re-roll. You rolled a 7. That's a success.
Okay.
Okay, so that's worth it because there is some cool stuff here. You're gonna like this. So you can roll 7.
Okay.
Somebody roll 7 combat dice. Somebody roll 5 and somebody roll 3.
I'll do 7.
I'll roll 3.
That sounds fun.
Go ahead, guys.
So the 5, that is uncommon materials. So you get 3 uncommon materials. The 7 is junk. So you get 6 junk. And the 3 is rare materials. So you got 6 junk, 3 uncommon
junk.
materials, and 3 rare materials.
3
Pretty cool.
uncommon materials.
Are you adding this
3
to your
rare
group
materials.
inventory, are you?
Yep, I am.
Okay. You get 1 roll in the genetic underground table, so somebody may roll me 2d20.
I'll
I
do
did already a lot of rolling this session, so I'm gonna pass.
28 is 7 combat dice of junk. You may roll 7 combat dice, someone.
Wow.
Hey, hey.
Ooh, there you go. 7 junk. And you can, if you want, spend an action point to get a roll in the pre-war baubles table.
We don't have any. We don't have
You got any?
No,
Okay. And this is the one that I really wanted you to find. Because this is the one that's really going to kind of tie in the secrets of the Verdant Vale to your guys' reason for being here, actually. My hook for getting you here was food, right? So you're going to find 1 pouch each of preserved. In fact, I will print this up. 1 pouch each of preserved. Now you might or might not know what these things are, but 1 pouch each of preserved pre-war tomato, bell pepper, and strawberry seeds.
Okay.
Most PCs will likely not recognise the names of these plants unless they are sufficiently educated in horticulture, or were born before the Great War. None of you were born before the... Oh, Brock, were you born before the Great War?
Brock's not quite that old.
Not quite that old, are you? So
But,
none of you...
He was born in a vault, but he definitely did not study horticulture.
Max, your character we learned tonight is the descendant of preppers who survived the Great War. So maybe... Give me... There's 3 items here, so give me intelligence, survival, and for every success, you know what one of these things is before you've heard of them.
Alright, so do we do 3 rolls for each of them?
No, I want a roll of intelligence, survival, and however many successes is how many of these you know about. So if you get no successes, you've never heard of these. If you get 3 successes, you've heard of them all. You've never heard of these things in your life.
Nope.
But that's also a complication. What did I decide the complication for this was going to be? That's 2 complications now. What did I decide the complication was going to be? The complication is going to be that one of those packages... So one of them is going to be an action point for me. And the other one, somebody roll me 1d3, or you can roll 1d6 and we'll do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 situation. Just a d6 though, not a combat dice. So number 3, the strawberry seeds. As you're picking them up, turns out the packaging on the strawberry seeds one wasn't so preserved, and it crumples to dust as you pick it up, and the seeds scatter everywhere. And these tiny seeds are like 1 millimeter big. There's not a chance in any world or situational universe where you're finding them in this. So you lose 1, and you're only going to get 2. So you'll find pre-war tomato and bell pepper seeds. You don't know what they are, but that's what it says on the packages. And you destroy the package of strawberry seeds.
Didn't we remember what tomato is? Because we once did the pizza quest many sessions ago.
Yeah. When you made a tato sauce, and tato's just not quite tomato, so it just wasn't quite the same.
No.
Many one-shots ago, you made pizza. in a real pizza market. It was a fun one-shot. I loved it.
Yeah.
But you've got
potato sauce, yeah.
So you found tomato, and you may have heard of tomato because it might have been mentioned when they were talking about pizza. Actually,
I believe it was mentioned.
Yeah. So you can maybe remember tomato mentioned then. None of you have heard of bell pepper before. And the strawberry seeds package that just got destroyed. It says here. There's a note to GMs. It says these items are narrative and may be utilised for future purposes at the GM's discretion, and the GM can remove them if they're not a good fit for the campaign. Well, they were a perfect fit for this campaign, because why did you come here? To find some mystical, magical source of food. This is seeds from pre-war food, preserved. So unradiated seeds, and seeds means brand new supply source of food. Food that the Wasteland has never seen before. So if you were to get these back to the USS Massachusetts, what is now your home, you've saved the settlement. You've got them through winter when it comes to food. Well, maybe not this winter, but still the future of the settlement, because it'll take some time to grow them, but the future of the settlement looks bright. And I've not added you to the settlement reputation and thing map, but there is one within this campaign. And I'll put your settlement's situation outlook up by 1 or 2 when you get back. If you get back.
Okay.
If we get back.
If you get back.
That's the question. If.
You've got to survive Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 of this first.
So this is more like a greenhouse area, if I'm correct.
Yes, a solarium. Also, you can spend 1 luck point to find a poisoner's, so that's a legendary item, sturdy combat chest piece. Does anybody want a sturdy poisoner's combat chest piece? It would be 1 luck. I think
you can't wear it.
You can't wear it?
Yeah, I don't really need it.
I think you're all pretty good for armor, right?
As long as my power armor works, at least.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to take it with you anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
You
no,
also-
because it's one luck point. You have to decide if you're taking it or not. Actually, it's a luck point.
It gives +4 to poison resistance.
I mean, it'd be a little better than what I got.
Yeah.
I'm using the chess piece.
It's a luck point if you want it, Max. It's got the poisoner's
I've already
legendary
used the luck
effect.
point already. I've already used the luck point already. Here's another
Okay.
one.
Everybody else has used a luck point so far. I can spend a luck point if you want it.
You're gonna get
Okay,
it for
that works.
Max, are you?
Yeah, I'll spend one for him.
Okay, so it's a sturdy combat chess piece, so it's got the stats of that, and it's got the poisoner's legendary effect. You can build that yourself from the Wastelanders guidebook, the Wastelanders book, page 102. You'll find the poisoner's legendary effect.
Gives +4 poison resistance.
Plus 4
I
poison
was
resistance, but it's also sturdy combat chess piece, so that's got some pretty good resistance already. And if I remember correctly, you've got a really good right arm, really good legs, and moderate left arm and chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can improve your chest and left arm. So that's really a good find for you, actually, isn't it?
Yep.
Who was it that spent a luck point for somebody else earlier? You guys are spending your luck on each other. The love.
I
love
spent
in
one
the-
for the
Yeah.
lab coat.
For the lab coat,
I
yeah,
need to
yeah.
spend one of my luck points. Let's say I spend a luck point this time because I got a lab coat and I didn't use it. So
Well, that's all right. Brock's already
mean-
volunteered to do it, and I like you guys spending luck points to buy each other items. I love the brotherly love in the group. It might just help you survive Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. That's it for this room. You've got a big domed ceiling with racks of lights hanging all over it. Loads of planters, but they're all thrown aside. This used to be a solarium where they grew loads of stuff.
Is it time to engage the purge?
We still got that other hallway thing too.
That's true.
Over.
But
We should see if that's an escape route first.
that is true.
Otherwise-
Okay.
Maybe the purge takes out all the oxygen in the room. You know, we'll have to burn all our luck points to not die.
Yeah, we get to do that again.
So, if you haven't done the purge, the exit is clear. And that's what this is, the exit. It's clear.
I look over towards everyone and I say, "How about you folks head to the exit and I activate the purge?"
He looks at me and says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Have you seen the corpses nestled in that abomination? I don't think it has its best interests. What has our best interest? I am certain it does not have our best interest.
All right, he gets some thumbs up. All right, have fun.
Everyone's going for the exit and Dim goes for the console.
Everybody goes for the exit and Dimgo goes for the console.
Yep.
Okay.
Rock is gonna try to, if this door closes, he's gonna try to hold it open for Dimglow.
Okay. So you're holding that
Dimgo's
door
going
open.
to activate the purge.
He'll do
Okay.
he'll do some
Everyone's in.
strength athletics to push it back.
Okay. Turok over here as well, is it?
This is a
Yep,
horrible
I know.
idea.
Give me a second.
Dimglow.
Do you think this is a horrible idea, do you?
Dimglow's gotta do it.
Others might want to wait in the hallway.
He'll wait in the hallway. I'm like, all right, let's go. You're-
That sounds good.
Oh, Happy has the power armor too. You can assist Brock on trying to keep this door open.
No.
Oh yeah.
Just think how many lives this thing could have saved in the
So-
wasteland.
So it still says activate, purge, or shut down. Are you hitting one of the options?
Things doing the
Um,
purge.
For all the Warcraft 3 fans, I'm going to have to purge this city, Uther. I'm gonna activate the purge.
With a thunderous mechanical roar, the machine's turbine begins to spin. You hear the hiss of gases and the gurgling of liquids within its pipes, and the roots of the tree recede even further, curling away from the machine in all directions. A caustic yellow fluid sprays suddenly from the broken hoses along the ceiling, the fumes of which burn your skin and lungs. The roots writhe fiercely their bark and flesh alike burning with a sickening acrid crackle. In the main room of the laboratory, you hear the sprinkler come to life, sending a downpour of acidic herbicide upon the trunk of the enormous tree and its leviathan roots. A violent tremor spreads throughout the room as they are upheaved from the ground, sending huge waves of earth and debris in all directions. The glowing bulbs are extinguished, vines shrivel and curl into charred husks, and the roots writhe and rend the earth in a maddened frenzy of silent anguish. Above you, from far within the great chasm through which the tree has grown, fall rocks and cascades of dirt. The ceiling cracks and splits. You hear a voice in your minds, commanding, louder even than the world collapsing around you. Flee! And I'm going to put you all back a little bit, because it's no fun if you're all already at the exit.
It's no fun if we didn't do the thing that...
So the shaking and the eruption of the room and the shrinking back of the plant causes walls to fall and ceilings to fall, and you get forced over this way across the map a little bit for the GM's pleasure. Because I want you all to be making these rolls, and it's fun. There's no way you're missing out on the fun. The entrance has been blocked by rubble now, and the only way out is through the exit. It doesn't matter where you are, you still have to make the rolls, so we can say you're here. It takes 3 turns each. Doesn't matter where you are, it takes 3 turns each to reach safety from this room. Each turn prompt each player to make a Strength and Athletics 2, Agility and Athletics 2, or Endurance and Athletics 2 test with a complication range of 17 and 20. Failure results in yada 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 yada, no telling you until it happens. Complications may include yada 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 yada, no telling you until it happens. So you're all, even
agility, endurance, or strength.
Even if you're there, right, it's 3 turns for you guys to get from there to there. So it doesn't even matter. I don't have to move you. It's 3 turns each, and it's
strength, endurance, or agility.
It's strength, agility, or endurance, athletics 2. So I'll tell you what we'll do to make things easier. Let's put the turn order up. Can you guys pop your initiative order up? I am going to say you can just roll for you to rock, and your dog can get away with it. Your dog's just somehow his plot armor kicks in and he's dodging between all the falling acid. So it's acid that's spraying on this thing to kill it, and there's debris falling, rocks and building parts and everything falling over the place. The dog's plot armor kicks in and he goes shh, 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 shh. And I'm letting your dog away with this one, Max, just so you're not having to deal with this twice. The rest of you can deal with it. We've got some guests on the initiative order at my end.
I thank God that's agility.
Hornswoggled by GM meanness.
Hornswoggled the fuck, mate. I don't give a fuck. I'll hornswoggle the shit out of you to have my fun. I'm here to have fun as well, mate. It's no fun if I don't have fun. What's the point if I don't have any fun?
Okay.
This is fun.
So, I know we have no AP right now, right?
You have 0 just now.
So, is this a combat scene?
It's not a combat scene, no. It's a action scene for sure, but it's not a combat scene. In fact, good point, Max. Power armor users. Up to now, that's a scene. Done. Use another charge of your fusion cores. This escape from the Willow's fate will be a scene.
Okay.
Can you what?
Yeah, I'm going to wait until it's my turn in the initiative order.
Unless you want to spend luck and go first, you can. 2 up.
Well, I was just wondering if Dimglow could pull the fusion core from the...
I had 1 charge left, and getting this machine running is probably going to drain it. By the time it finishes this purge, it'll probably be nothing left. That's why I had 1 charge left, because I'm not letting you get an extra fusion core. But yeah, you can both go down by 1 though, 1 charge each, because that was a scene. Max.
Alrighty.
Is Turok going to do strength, agility, or endurance?
Agility is my best, so I'm gonna do that one.
So you're dodging out of the way of the shit, trying to get through it. Okay, let me see.
Yep. And I'm gonna buy 2 dice from you, so that'd be what? 3 AP?
You get, if you want 2 dice, that costs 3 AP, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
You've got 1 success. You need 2. And you've got 3 complications there.
Damn it.
Tell you what, let's say that for the sake of luck, I will at least, even if I don't level you up, I will refresh your luck at the end of chapter 4. Just so you know when you're kind of, when to try and keep your luck for and when not to.
Yep. There you go. I'm gonna spend luck and
Spend a
roll
1.
that 19.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. Agility, athletics.
There you go. So,
Yes.
you succeed the first of 3, so that's 1 down for Turok. Brock, your first test. I guess your strength for you, right?
Brock is gonna
Smash things out his way.
he's gonna slam a beer first. So.
Sly, yes, okay, I like it, I like it.
Make sure you don't get any herbicide in it.
What?
Guy ate a brain. I'm sure it'll be
He's
fine.
gonna,
You did.
he'll only
Your
buy
brain.
he'll only buy 1 die.
Okay. You well
Will roll my thing to try to.
to try to improve that 16. Oh, I've got to take 2 more for complications here as well.
So I got 6 successes.
Nice,
I'll gain us 4 action points.
nice. I'm up to 67 action points. And you progress. Happy.
All right, I'm gonna do strength and endurance. It was.
It's strength, endurance, or agility with athletics. So it's athletics, but you're doing strength, endurance, or agility, whatever you prefer.
I will do strength and endurance.
The target number is 2. You may, as always, buy
Or strength.
dice if you need dice. There is 4 action points currently, though.
So, I don't want that. I think I'm gonna use one of our action points to roll 3.
Okay.
Strength and athletics. Roll. Ah, I got 1.
You got 1.
I guess I'll spend the luck to re-roll 1.
Yep.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. Let me just check something.
Seems like an important time to use luck.
Okay.
Also seems like an important not get complications.
Yeah, so you succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's cool things I can do with complications. So far, I've just taken action points, but there is also stuff I'm going to do. I can make you drop items and shit.
There's
So
acid spraying around the room. So.
there is acid. Well, that's
Yeah.
listen. That's failures. If you fail these tests, you're going to either get struck by a root, blinded by chemicals, or falling debris. Those are the things that happen if you fail the test. The complications are separate. But happy you pass your first of 3. Dim glow for your first of 3.
Well, Dimglow is going to use his power armor to just charge through everything.
It's a strength.
And that's going to be a strength athletics, and I'm going to buy me 1 AP for that. 1 D20.
Buying one, or is there enough action points in the thing? You're not buying
We
it from
have
me.
it.
Yeah, you're not buying it from me.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
And I even generate an AP.
Okay, that's the 4 of you for the first round. That's a 17 up there, so there was 1 more complication. Okay, this round I'm going to do stuff with the complications instead of taking action points. Turok, you're up first for your second. Agility, I assume, again.
Yep. So Turk is sitting there. He's just sitting there, jumping over, ducking, spinning around, doing a little like while everybody's going like,
Parkour.
it's fucking- Yeah, parkour this through this shit.
Yep.
So yeah, I am going to use this 3 to give me 2.
Okay.
Because you guys survive a little better than me.
I want somebody to fail. That's not a fail. That's 3 successes.
Yeah,
You
you
gain
get
an
one
action
back.
point back. Brock, you're next.
I will spend the one remaining action point to roll 3 dice.
A massive chunk of masonry falls and crushes you. Or have you got something? You've got a beer
Oh,
for
you
a
drink the
reroll,
beer,
don't
right?
you?
Yep.
Your reroll, if that's a thing.
The Indians will save you.
The beer reroll saves you. The strength of the beer, you go, oh, you just finished that
Also-
last sip of beer, and when you finish your beer, you put the second hand back on this bit of masonry, and you launch it off you, and you make it through.
He's like the Popeyes of drinking. He's like, dun, 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 dun.
Alright.
Instead of spinach, it's finish the beer. Exactly what happens. Exactly what happens.
I was surprised he's still drinking. He's just
Happy
I'm done.
for your second. What's it going to be?
Oh, it's my turn, isn't it? It's gonna be strength athletics again. How many?
You got 0. You
Zero
can buy
AP.
something from him.
There is 0. You may buy
I
some.
will because that gives me a reroll. I'll buy 2.
Yes, come on,
'Cause
70.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure I get.
Oh,
it.
wait. Buying 2. You're buying 2 dice worth, so you're buying 3 action points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
71. Let's go. Chapter
So I'll
5's going to be
roll
brutal, boys.
4.
Oh yeah.
There
You
you
got 2
go.
back.
Yeah.
Get 2 back.
There we go.
And no
That's
complications.
all I need.
Dim glow for your
No
second
complications.
test. You're about here now. Power armor through in it again with the strength, are
Power
you?
armor through it, yeah. And once again, buying 1 additional D20
You see
while spending an AP.
the tree withering and dying, and all the roots and all the branches shriveling and dying. That's the place is falling apart because much of it was held up by this tree at this point. You make it through with 1 complication. I'm going to do something with your complication because that's what they're for.
Okay.
What are you holding in your hands?
Well, I have been working the computer, so I wasn't holding my sledge. It was on
Right.
my back.
So we'll not use the whole dropping held items then. We'll use something else. So you become stuck.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you become stuck, and you're gonna have to make a test on your next turn to get unstuck. You still, that's going to be an additional test on top of your thing, but you still succeeded your thing, so you still passed round 2, but that was the complication. You get stuck, so you're going to have to unstick on your next thing as well as do the sprinting. So we go to the third
Okay.
round of trying to get through this. Turok, parkour again.
Yep.
Let's see it.
I'm gonna spend those 2 and buy 1 from you.
Okay.
So it gives me the 2
So
dice.
yeah, I'm only getting 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. 72.
See? Alright.
Oh, very nice. With 2 complications.
Get 1. Hey, I I got through it.
What are you holding in your hands? What are you holding in your hands? What are you holding?
Nothing right. Oh, I had my rifle. I
You
was
drop
using
it.
it as a.
You drop it,
That's fine.
and it gets entangled in some roots, so you're gonna have to spend a round untangling it. You're gonna have to
No,
spend...
he's not worried about his rifle. He's leaving it. He's like, I don't care.
Okay. You're leaving it? Okay, that's fine. It's not gonna slow you down if you leave it. That's fine. You
No, he
succeeded.
still had plenty a couple other
with
stuff.
it. And there's 2 complications there, so I'm gonna get another action point. Hey. Brock, your third test. Oh, me Brock! Powers it through with the strength again. Oh, beautiful! That is
But he
beautiful,
has a
Jeffrey.
reroll.
He has a reroll from the beer.
There
There you go.
That's the reroll.
That's the reroll.
I'm gonna use the reroll from baseball uniform.
on the
Oh,
on the
right.
19 because you don't want this smoke with the complications, do you?
Oh, that's 4. Oh, that's another 2.
Okay.
Nice.
So you've all succeeded. That's round 2. That's not round 3. That's round 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was that?
No, this is round 3. This is round 3.
I thought it
Happy.
was three.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
round 3. Happy, it's your turn.
That
This is round 3.
Third time I did.
Mm-hmm. So, Brock, you're through.
I should be through already, right?
I'll do.
You're
Yeah.
you leave.
Oh, wait,
your
You're
what?
through. You're through,
Yeah.
Max. You are through.
Yeah, so my dog's like, come on, buddy.
Yep. You and the dog are through. Brock is through.
I'm just gonna move him a little
You
farther
can go
down.
beyond
I'm
the
gonna
door to
use-
represent that.
I'll use 3 AP to get 2 extra dice.
Okay.
So we'll be at 1.
Okay.
Athletics.
2 more of you to get through.
I really just gotta get through.
So what was the rifle like that you dropped, Max? Was it good?
I can look at myself.
Couple mods on it, or was it?
I'm gonna
Yeah, it was a couple mods. It was a powerful scoped. rifle. I'm
I
not too worried about
I
it.
respect your decision to drop it and not and leave it like it's. I respect it. So you make it through, but you're gonna drop it.
roll that 19 with the luck.
Or you're gonna reroll the 19 with luck, are you? Before I make you drop
Oh,
what's in
yeah.
your hands, okay?
I don't want to drop my axe. It's a little harder for me.
I love punishing you with complications. I need to think of more things. And
Oh my god!
you rerolled your 19 into
Okay.
a 19. So your axe, you drop it and it gets stuck, and you're gonna have to spend another round unsticking it if you want to keep it.
Okay.
Them glow. So you're gonna have to get unstuck first.
Oh,
So
I'll lose that.
that's gonna be.
What do I
Yeah.
roll for that?
So this is gonna be strength, athletics, difficulty 3.
you can buy dice.
Buy 2 d20s for that. Well, we have 1 AP, so I buy 2 more AP
2 more
for
action
2
points.
dice.
Okay, up to 75.
Well, there you go.
And I'm gonna use my luck point to reroll.
This
That's-
is just to
actually,
get
I'm gonna-
this is just to get unstuck. This is before you make your last roll to get through.
Yeah, but I needed a 3, right?
Yep, you need 3.
So I'm gonna spend 2 of my luck points, and I'm gonna reroll both.
Do them one at a time.
All right.
Because then if you get it on the first one, you don't need to do the second one.
So strength, athletics. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
And I got
See
him.
you right
You
there.
get unstuck.
Team
Now,
Glow
you still have
pulls
to...
his power armor free from the wreckage
Mhm.
and charges forward.
You still have to make the roll. Now it's a second major action to do this. So it's going to cost you action points. You've not got any. So you're going to be here for another round. So, oh, how am we going to do this then? We're just going to make you take one of these things then. That's what we're going to do. So,
One of the fallen debris.
yeah. So, somebody roll me just a d6. Not a combat dice, a d6. I just want to randomize between 3 things. Second one, blinded by chemicals. Take 4 combat dice of poison damage while getting yourself unstuck.
Am I immune against poison when I'm in my power armor? I believe I am, right?
Blinded by chemicals. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do another one then. You're gonna get struck by. You're gonna get
No, I'm
struck by.
fine.
No, you're gonna get struck by falling debris. Take 6 combat dice of vicious physical damage.
Jeez.
And it'd be whenever.
You can roll your own dice.
Roll 6 of those.
So 6 in vision. So that's.
So that's 7 damage.
7.
What location?
What location? Nah, it lands on your head. It lands on your head. I'm
Oh,
deciding.
that's
It just lands on your head.
surprisingly enough. That's perfect because I have a physical DR of 6 on my head, so it's only 1 damage on my power
So you
armor.
take 1 to the power armor on the head. Okay.
Ding! But it's still rattled like.
You still have to make the test next round to get out though. So everyone
Okay.
else is free, am I right? No.
Yeah, I gotta
Yes.
get my axe, though.
You've got to get your axe out. Yeah, you've done your last roll to get out, but your axe isn't out, right? So you're going to do a strength athletics difficulty 3 to try and remove your axe.
Can one of us assist them? Like helping them pull it since we're
I will
free?
absolutely
You're
full set.
you're free. You're on the safe side. Are you running back to be unsafe and make more checks?
No, no.
Nah,
no,
okay.
I didn't know it was close enough where it could just help them.
I'll full send it.
You full send
buy it,
in.
I'll buy it.
Full send for a full spend. Okay, so that's me up to 81.
Let's
Love
see.
it.
I'm gonna reroll that 18 with my daring nature. There you go.
There you
There
go.
you go. So you got your 3.
Successes.
And you'll all make it out now. Well, no, that's you out now. We've still got
All
David.
left is brother Dimglow.
Dimgo, you're going to have to make it one more time.
I said,
So the
agility,
axe has been
or
removed,
endurance,
right?
athletics too.
Yep.
The axe has
That's
been
cool work,
removed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I
then
got it.
Dimglow isn't gonna focus on the axe, and he's just gonna charge towards the door, and I'm gonna buy 1d20,
Well, there you go.
There you go.
and I
3, 4, and
generate
6.
one.
Nice.
Nice. It's like as it just.
And I take one more look over my shoulder, and I behold the beauty that I have just created, destroying this foul heathen tree.
Well, I will tell you, David, out of character, I did keep some of the seeds from that one, so you have to play it with me.
Before more rubble collapses in front of you and blocks the exit completely and blocks your view, you see the tree just continuing to wither, decay, rot, and as it rots, crack and fall in massive branches fall off and massive limbs, massive sides of it fall off. It shakes the whole building, and parts of the building are falling down, and the whole place is coming down on top of you. But you manage to make it safely out of this exit into another area.
Unfortunately, we lost all those workbenches. We can't use those anymore.
You did pass all those workbenches, yes.
Yeah, we lost all those workbenches. Like, oh man.
And I think what we'll do is probably finish the session there, so we could do the second part of part 4 in another session, and that way we don't need to rush it, because there's a whole another part.
It's a nice ending.
There's a whole nother part of chapter 4, and I think as the rubble comes down on the biogenetic special wing, and the rest of you, and all of you, you make it out with your lives, and with some pre-war seeds, we will close the curtain and call it, press pause on the session and call it session 9, Ancient Relics.
Just don't let Dimglow see the seeds.
Oh no, he was messing with the plant, and he's like, oh, just taking those seeds out and sticking it in the pocket. So I was like, could be easier.
The heresy.
Oh, Jeff's frozen.
There are seeds.
I mean, that's at least that's a good point right there. At least you stop that. There you go.
Yeah. So don't panic, Jeff. Our session is going to end there, so that session 10 will contain the rest of chapter 4. Chapter 4's got some interesting stuff just around the corner. I'm sure you will enjoy it.
Well, for me to survive a sacrifice gun, I'm fine with that. I still got a shotgun. I still got the plasma.
You did
Shotgun
sacrifice a
thing.
gun. You sacrificed a modded combat rifle to get out of there. But was that a combat rifle or something else?
Yeah, it was a combat rifle. I
modded
wouldn't worry
combat
about
rifle. You can always replace that. You made it out with your life. The whole building was coming down on top of you, and you made it out with your life. So
And
we
the
will.
most horrible thing is, it never should have happened. But Dimglow.
So we'll pause it there. Thank you all for playing, gentlemen. Jeff, I'm not sure if you can hear us or not, but we'll chat to you after if you can. Thank you for playing, mate. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Max, thank you.
Loved it.
David, thank you. Matthew, thank you.
Ever worsening video quality.
No worries, Jeff. We're closing off the session
you're
there. The curtain comes down on the session as the roof comes down on the laboratory. So thank you very much for playing. Make sure your iPad's fully charged before we play next time, so that doesn't happen again.
Once this time too, it just didn't charge while it was plugged into the thing. You see what this outlet looks like. It's crazy.
So we'll
There's
continue.
probably like 10 things charged on it.
We'll continue chapter 4 in 2 weeks after a session of Appalachian Uprising next week, viewers. So tune in next Thursday for Appalachian Uprising. Thank you very much for watching. Those on YouTube who are catching this in about a week's time when it gets out there. We are RxOliver and the gang. Good night.